Well, well, another sinner. I take it you're here to confess your filthy thoughts, your pervy pleasures. There's never a shortage of sinful men wanting to tell me about their decadent vices. And I encourage it. I encourage them to tell me their filthy, sinful thoughts, their deviant sexual pleasures. But I don't use conventional methods of hearing their confession. My methods are also of an interactive nature. First, it starts with them opening up. Some men are hesitant to open up, so I have to coax their confession out of them. The reassuring hand on the shoulder, the reassuring hand on the thigh. Open up to me, my son. You'll feel so much better about it when you do. Usually with these fellas, it's just lustful thoughts they have racking them with guilt. They haven't even performed any deviant, passionate behaviour, much as they want to. These are the fellas I go gentle with. It's a better way to deal with the hesitant, shy men. I'll sit next to them, put one arm around their shoulder, hold them by the hand. Some tender kisses on the side of their face, and softly whisper in their ear to share with me their sin. And I don't just mean tell me about their sinful behaviour, but demonstrate on me their sinful behaviour. Like I said, my way of dealing with a confession is unconventional. Luscious thoughts and desires, whatever it is going through their mind, I encourage them to show me. Lusty thoughts of their co-worker in the office, how they imagine walking up behind them at the water fountain and groping their round, full arse. So I'll stand up and get them to demonstrate on me what they're imagining as they're sitting at their desk, perving over their hot work colleague. Two hands will grip onto my backside and have a really good feel. What else do you lust about doing from behind, I'll ask. Don't be shy. Let down your guard and act it out. Next thing I know, one hand is on the front of my pants and the other on my chest. He begins rubbing himself against me, moaning with pleasure, water spilling everywhere. I bring his face in close and push my tongue in his mouth for a long, sensual kiss. How would your behaviour make your co-worker feel, I'll ask. Shocked, uncomfortable, probably horrified. They only recently joined the team, so we don't really know each other. But he is hot as hell. How is he hot as hell, my son? I'll ask. He's young, killer smile, piercing eyes. He has a nice, curvy arse. I can see his athletic physique through his tight shirt and trousers, father. He'll respond. When he goes to the water fountain, I imagine him pouring water over his chest so that his shirt clings onto his pecs and arms. But you can't act out your fantasy, can you, my son? Because any chance of building a friendship with him will be lost. Not to mention office politics. But you'd beg for his forgiveness, wouldn't you? Yes, father, he'll tell me. Show me how you'd want to beg for his forgiveness, my son. Exactly how you'd want to do it, even though it would be unrealistic. This is when this quiet, hesitant, lusty man will get down on his knees in front of me as I'm sitting in my chair, and his hands will run along my legs. Chris, I'm really sorry for what I did to you by the water fountain. His face will then slide up my legs, up to my junk, slide back down again, his hands groping my chest. Please forgive me, I'm so sorry. I've never done anything like it before. Tell Chris why you felt him up at the water fountain, I'll instruct. Chris, you're so hot. You have an amazing body. I can tell through your tight clothes. I just wanted to feel you up, Chris. I had to rub myself against you, Chris. Please, Chris, tell me you forgive me. The more he's pleading for forgiveness, the more he's feeling me and licking my shiny clothes. I'm sure Chris will forgive you, I tell him. I don't know if Chris is real or if he's part of the fantasy roleplay, but here, Chris has forgiven him. I also see my fair share of dirty bastards. These are the men who wear their decadent, lusty behaviour with pride, who get a satisfying zip from my style of punishment for their sinful antics. These guys don't hold back. Their sinful pleasures just pour out of them. I don't have to put any effort into getting these guys to open up. They'll go into detail about what they've been up to. They'll confess to me without showing any sign of contrition, therefore guaranteeing them a thorough punishment. The dirty messages they've been exchanging with guys on the hookup apps, the pictures, the casual, kinky sex they've been having. Come on, Father, punish me, punish me. What have you done that requires you to be punished, my son? I'll ask. One fella, Jack, told me that he's an estate agent. That alone deserves punishment, I thought. But he went on. He told me how he showed up to a house viewing in the absence of the homeowner and ended up having sex with the potential buyer. He's there dressed in his suit, and the other fella, Alex, is casually dressed. Alex is wearing a pair of form-fitting track pants and a tight t-shirt. Nothing about the shape of this man is left to the imagination. His biceps, triceps, pectorals, thighs and arse, all nicely toned and curvy. Throughout the viewing, Jack couldn't help but stay ever so slightly closer than usual to Alex, and Alex didn't seem to mind. They had a good rapport going, good eye contact, decent dialogue. Jack was really feasting his eyes on Alex, and Alex soon realised. Before long, they're in the bedroom and instinctively make a move on each other. The clothes start to come off as they passionately kiss and feel each other up. Then they end up on the bed with its nice, firm mattress and start having sex. A horny, casual shag. Demonstrate on me how all this happened, I tell Jack. And that's when Jack makes a move on me. He wastes no time in slipping his tongue inside my mouth and sliding his hands all over my body, gradually rubbing himself against me as he does so. Sex with a stranger in another stranger's house. Jack insisted that I tell him what a pervert he is and that he knows he deserves to be punished. Oh, yes, Father, show me the errors of my ways. Spank me, Father. Jack is very sinful, but seems reluctant to say he's sorry for his behaviour. So I tell him to get down on his knees and lick my shoes. Then I turn around and make him kiss my arse whilst calling him a dirty pervert. Still no signs of remorse coming from him. So at this point I decide to get out my crop. I make Jack bend over my chair and I administer some sharp blows to his arse. Jack doesn't seem to be repentant at all, so I stand him back up and tell him to spread his legs. I try out ball busting on him and ask him if he's sorry for his behaviour. Jack is more interested in receiving the beautiful gift of humility than he is in being sorry. All I can say to that is one plants this seed and hope that it will eventually bear fruit. My brand of pastoral care is unorthodox, but I have a loyal flock of filthy sinners who put their trust in me. And how about you? Are you feeling a sin coming on?